traditions are, you know, part of it, so much so that sometimes we don't know what is religious and what is not, what is not religious. What is supposed to happen is, at this day, we are expected to make sure that if we have the money, our family is happy. If you have good, new clothes, make sure that, especially children, because they don't understand, if you can provide them with new clothes, then provide them with new clothes. And early morning, make them, you wash, especially if you can have major ablution. You do your major ablution, and then you go and attend the 2 rakats as it is done in the outside of the mosque. You go and do 2 rakat, and then you listen to the khutbah, and you do a lot of what we call takbir and ta'hil that day. You are not expected to involve in vain talk. Of course, this is not expected of Muslims at all times, but especially that day, because it's a day of thanks, a day of appreciation. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin, Allahu Akbar, Subhanallah, Allahu Akbar. These are the tasbih and tahleel that we are expected for Muslims to do. When you go and pray using one road, you are expected to return with another. The second thing is for people to understand is that you cannot slaughter your ram before Imam. So you have to wait until Imam slaughters his ram, then you do yours. When you slaughter your ram before Imam or before the prayer, then it is just a sadaqah rather than one of what we call tobeski. So then understanding the timing of sacrifice is also very important. You have to do it after Imam, the Imam of your mosque. After the Imam of your mosque or Imam Ratib, then you go and do yours and make sure that your family is happy. Then you visit each other. You make sure that the relationships are revitalized. If you have malice, meaning that you have some, bad relations with others, try to make sure that the day you mend the relations, go and visit your friends, go and visit your family members, and make sure that everybody is happy and you make your family happy. What I don't want to encourage is allowing these young kids on the age. For example, you see them during the Tobenski Korite. You go to the street, they are just like chickens. You know, as a family man or woman, as a family in the household, make sure that you make your children happy, but make them happy properly. When you allow your children to go from dawn to sunset, and you don't know where they are, they go out, they mingle with people they are not supposed to mingle, they dress improperly in the street, as if they have no parents to take care of them. These are things that will spoil a lot of benefit, a lot of reward that we as Muslims are supposed to collect during this day. So I think families have to be made aware that letting their children to go on rampage is something that will destroy or at least spoil a lot of reward that we are having. So let us protect our children, let them happy, but let them happy at home. And if they are going to visit, you go with them to their uncles, to their aunts, but just release them like that without protection is something that we should not condone in the day.
Like I said, the feast has its Islamic characteristics, and in order for it to remain Islamic, it has to maintain those characteristics. One of them is that it has to be preceded with a prayer.
Prayers, okay.
And then you call it Salatul Adha, Salatul Eid, the prayer of the feast. You understand? And before going to Eid, the traditions are many. The Muslims will prepare themselves, take the ritual bath, put on not only clean but new clothes. It's preferred that they buy new dresses for themselves and the family, and they set out to the praying ground, making zikr, calling out the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then after the prayer, according to the majority of ulama, particularly the Malikis, where we adhere to, immediately after the prayer, then that is the time of the slaughtering. The time becomes due after the prayer. Slaughtering before prayer will not be accepted. Slaughtering after prayer and before Imam slaughters his will not be accepted. So according to the majority of the ulama, it has to be after the prayer and it has to be also after the slaughter of the Imam. And that is why in many Muslim countries, they have it as a tradition that when Imam goes to the musalla, to the prayer ground, he goes with his ram. So that immediately after the prayer, he will slaughter his ram and then now release people from the bottom of where the Imam has slaughtered or not. So the question of when therefore Ibrahim is answered by this, that it is done after the prayer. And if people pray behind an Imam, it must be after the slaughter of the Imam.
Women have a unique and unparalleled role to play during this feast.
So we first of all praise and thank Allah Most High
for making it possible for us to witness another feast of Eid al-Adha or Tobaski. Well, as to, if we want to talk about the role of a woman in this feast of Eid al-Adha, we must first of all recall about how it started.
Exactly.
The history of Tobaski. It was Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, who was being commanded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a vision or in a dream to sacrifice his son, Prophet Ismail. And when he obeyed Allah's command and was about to slaughter the son was being replaced by a ram. But it was a period of trial for that family. And the wife, who was a righteous woman, an obedient woman, who was our mother Hajara, supported his husband, Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. So must make efforts. The husband's role of chase and slaughter the ram.
Exactly.
But the woman's role is to help distribute the meat, cook some of it for the family, distribute some to the poor and the needy, the neighbors, relatives and friends. And again, that woman must also know that the day of forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is a joyous occasion. We must make sure that our children are clean, perform wudu to go to the congregational prayers. And for women, of course, women and girls, they must cover every part of their bodies.
That's right.
Because we must remember that Allah says in the Holy Quran that it is not the meat or the blood that will reach Allah. It is the taqwa, the piety, the way we fear Allah. So when we are going for this prayer, as women, our role is to make sure that our girls are properly covered. The additional hair on the head must be removed. You understand? And also, we must make sure that we perform wudu and we go with taqwa. After the prayers, the slaughtering of the ram, distribution, eating, as women and wives at home, most of our kids normally go around for the salibo.
Exactly.
Yeah. We must try to make sure that kids who are under 7 years of age or even 10 years of age must be accompanied by the elderly ones. And we must advise them to come back home before it is dark, before Maghrib, because sometimes kids are out in the streets until it is very late and they do not even have time to pray the 5 daily prayers, etc. It is an important day. As I said, it was a period of tests for Prophet Ibrahim and his family. But today, it is, I mean, a period of, mashallah, enjoyment. Yes, it is a joyous
celebration.
Occasion, Thanksgiving occasion. Yeah, we really want to thank Allah for making it possible for us to witness this year's occasion.
With just few days before Tobaski or Eid al-Adha, Muslims are hoping to make the day a memorable one in their lives as a way of authenticating the sunnah of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. Kullu amin wa antum bihairi, Eid Mubarak.
Fasaroni fana aka fo kule yalla moy bang alqalo ke yabar menna fo nimbula tano ma fanna karale waram fanna karale be e batar la e fana ni fofenna ma sibolo